Brianna, out. Out. What, you trying to drive or what?
Hey guys, the breakware notification came up on my dash. Um, I love that this car does that, but I hate how it doesn't tell me if it's a front or rear wheels. This means that I have to check both, which I don't mind. But okay, you know what? What am I like to? I fucking mind. I don't. I hate that I have to do that.
April, step away from my tools. Could you not step on my tools? Back, stay back.
Let me explain. How does it work? It works by having sensors installed inside the brake pads, and these sensors essentially end up getting damaged as the brake pads are worn out by friction, and eventually they get to a point and they throw up the notification. Tell me why they could not just add a letter to that notification where they tell you F brake pads or R brake pads, F for front and R for rear. And this means that I have to check both. Like it doesn't, okay, you know what? Just chill and you'll see how much work I have to do for something that could be replaced by what, 5 lines of code or something. I don't know, maybe more, maybe less. Because the data is being sent to the ECU. I finished up loosening the nuts on the rear wheel and moved on to the front wheel, and I don't know what was happening here. I don't know how I loosened these wheels, how I tightened, these wheels the last time I was working on the car, and I might have maybe gone overboard with it. I don't know if it was me or I was maybe having something done at a petrol station, and someone maybe used the Uga tightening those wheels, but yeah, they were not budging. I had to figure out a way to lengthen the thing I was using for better leverage while trying to open that. And anyway, that took a while. And if you look carefully, you'll see the moment I gave up on taking out the front wheel. At this point, I thought it would just going to be okay, since I was sure that the rear wheels are the rear brake pads are the ones that need replacing. That's because I remember that the last brake pads I replaced were the front brake pads, and you'll see why this is like a terrible, terrible decision in a few. So that's just me giving up and just saying, fuck it. After making that terrible decision, the only thing left now was pretty much jacking up the car and taking out the wheels so that I can inspect. So the problem with the rear wheels is that the problem with checking the brakes is that for the rear wheels, you actually have to take out the rear wheels for you to actually see the brake pads. The front wheels is how you could turn the wheels, but to be honest, I tried doing that. I couldn't see clearly, so I just gave up and decided to just do the whole thing. Which is why again I keep complaining about this. This could have been a bloody fucking notification on my dashboard, like change the front brake pads or change the rear brake pads. But some engineer somewhere decided that no, that would be too much work. Let me just leave it. Anyway. As you can tell, this was like such a simple job, and I don't like how much time it took. It took for me to be able to do all this. I really, really don't like that at all. But we're here and finished checking up the car. So now all I have to do was take out the wheel and inspect the brake pads to see how they were doing, and literally in like 2 seconds I was able to see that the rear brake pads are fine and there was nothing wrong with them. All that was left was just now putting back the rear wheel. As you can see, I'm struggling a bit there. That's because with German cars, the whole bolt comes out. That means you have to like really struggle to align the bolt with the holes that it's supposed to go into. As you can see, I'm still struggling. Japanese cars, cars from Asia, I guess, you just have the nut, and that means that you have extension. The bolt is mounted to the car, which means that you have places that you can latch the wheel to and then just tighten with the nut. With German cars, it's a bit more difficult because then you're holding the bolts. That means you have to like work a lot to balance the wheel until you're essentially able to insert the first nut bolt, and then now the rest are easy. It's just one of those things that I love German cars. I love Japanese cars, to be honest, also. But I love Japanese cars when it comes to changing wheels. I'll just change a Japanese car's wheel any day than any German car because of obvious reasons. They're a lot more annoying to work on sometimes. Sometimes even the basic stuff as just taking out the wheel. I tightened the bolt, lowered the car a bit so that the wheels are barely touching the ground, and then I tightened the rear wheels again. So I do this just to make sure that everything is like properly secure, because you can't tighten the bolts properly while the car is pretty much hanging in the air. So lowering it a bit, allowing friction to avoid the wheel from spinning, allows me to tighten the bolts properly. Now the front wheels. Like I say, this was like really difficult. I don't know why or how I had even tightened them like this. Like it took a solid minute to get it done. But finally, as you can see, one of them loosened up, and all I had to do now is just repeat that 5 times. So let's just keep to the good part. Immediately I could see that the front brakes were the problem, because they're supposed to be chunky boys, but as you'll see in a few seconds, they were hella skinny, and the sensor was damaged, which is why the notification came up.
So this lot over here, this tiny one, is usually where the sensor for the brake goes. And as you can see, yeah, the front brakes are the ones that are the problem. So let me go buy them and then come replace them, either today or tomorrow.